I was blessed to go to a dinner last night with the family in our great grouping. And as I walked into the house, I looked at their backyard, and I saw this. It was about this big. It was a little machine. And it was just going around their lawn. And it was a lawnmower. They call their lawnmower Greg. And Greg is 24/7 traveling throughout their lawn, cutting their lawn, like all day and all night. It even has lights on it. And it's really cool because it's like you can watch from an app and see its pattern, which is very random. It's not like it's has any like logic to it. It's not like a typical lawnmower person that would just be like doing it really nice, like verticutting like a green of a golf course, or just like the nice rolling hills that after a tractor goes through, cuts it. It's totally random. And it cuts just a little bit that you can't even really see like that it cut it. You know, it's constantly trying to, but it's just randomly going around. And so this is the second time I got to go to this family. The first time I went, I lost a bet to a little kindergartner. And I couldn't stand like leaving it at 1-0, him beating me. And the bet that we had was he'd captured a fly. And I said that if you put that in the bottle after dinner, the fly will be dead. So after dinner last year, I bet him $1. And we opened it up and the fly was alive, so I lost the $1. So this time, we had this little Greg machine go into its like huddle place. So it knows like when it's getting low on battery, that it needs to go back to its little thing. And so it travels all the way around the lawn and comes back and then parks itself to recharge. Anyway, Greg was recharging. And so we thought, okay, the bet is where will Greg go now? Because there was no way of predicting it. It's not like you can steer this little lawnmower. And there were 3 options, the front lawn, the side, or the back. I said, this is perfect, we'll bet $1 on this. And we played paper, rock, scissors to see who could be the one guessing where it would go, you know? And he beat me at paper, rock, scissors. He kept using paper, and anyway, it was a dumb thing. I thought I should so anyway, he beat me in that, and then he predicted that it would go to one place. I went to the other place, and then Greg came out of his home, and he starts to travel, and there was like, I was the side, and he was the back. That's what the little guy wanted. And he was coming in. It was that decisive moment. I'm like, which way is he gonna go? Because if he goes up that way, then I lose another $1, and now I'm gonna have to spend more time trying to beat this little kid to try to like get back even. You know, if you go down 2-0 in a series, it's game over. And so as he gets there, the little Greg machine, it's like he could have gone right up to there, but he went straight. And he went into the exact place that I did. And I said, pay up. And this little man brought out his wallet and he gave me $1. I'm like, yes. So now we're 1-1. Why am I talking? Oh yeah. So the thing is that like when you look at the lines of like where this little machine thing goes all around, and then you look at the lines of St. Paul's ministry, have you ever looked at a map? Just Google the map of like, what were the lines that the Holy Spirit had St. Paul doing? It's so random. There's no real like, yeah, there's some logic to it, but it's like you hear in the first reading today, it's like the Spirit of Jesus was prevented from going up to here, prevented from going down here, and then all of a sudden he's like, okay, I need to go to Athens. And it's like the first time, what we're hearing here is the first time that the message of Christianity, that Jesus Christ in the hearts of his disciples goes to Europe. Without that giant step, we wouldn't be Catholic today, or it'd be very unlikely. And so for me, the question becomes, how do I let the Holy Spirit prompt me so that the only little pathway that I take is what he wants? And it's interesting, this little lawnmower dude, in order to set it up, they had to embed in the grass like these coils or some type of electronic beam. Kind of like you see those dogs who have those collars on, and then they put like an electronic fence. I thought that's cruel, but anyway, it's fun to teach a dog that. It goes, you know, but anyway, little Greg doesn't have to do that. But he knows because there's these beams, and they kind of like direct him, so he can't go outside of that boundary because he knows he doesn't want to do that. And he's going around. And so I was just thinking, imagine if we freely let the Holy Spirit be so embedded in our hearts that all day long we were just being prompted by the Spirit. And we could just freely go out of our home after being recharged at night, and our pathway would be the pathway that the Holy Spirit wants us to be on. You know how freeing that would be? And then like when you park yourself at night, you just look at your pathway, and if you follow the Holy Spirit, it's gonna be a crazy pathway. Like, it's not normal. Anybody who's looking at you is gonna be like, what is this person doing? But you know what you're doing. Like, from the perspective of little Greg down there, he must be like, these guys don't know what we're doing, but I got a mission, and I'm sticking to this mission. Doesn't matter how slowly I have to do this. I'm gonna stick with this mission. And he's cutting at 1 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing or anything. Well, snow probably wouldn't work very well, but you know what I mean? And so if you look at our Blessed Mother and her pathway, it's not a normal pathway for a woman to take. But she kept getting promptings from the Spirit and just saying, fiat, 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 fiat. That's the best way to work with the Holy Spirit. She got prompted that she would be pregnant, and boom, fiat. She got prompted that her cousin Elizabeth, who was, 80 years old, would have a baby, boom, fiat. Then she got prompted that somehow it's gonna work out with Joseph, boom, he accepted her as her wife. So over and over and over again. And then she knew she got prompted that like swords are gonna be stuck into her soul because she was such a courageous woman, and that she would accompany her son up to Calvary and watch like the worst murder of a son you could ever watch, and just the obliteration of him. And what did she was prompted by the Spirit to be there too, knowing that the Holy Spirit had her on a path. And boy, when we stick with the path of the Holy Spirit, it is the most exciting adventure you'll ever be a part of. So today, ask the Holy Spirit to guide just one day, just do one day. Could be today, tomorrow, whatever day it is. Wake up and say, Holy Spirit, I want you to guide me today. Like if you have all these responsibilities, within the responsibilities, you say, Holy Spirit, what do you want me to say here? What do you want me to do here? It is so exciting to just live your life in total fiat to the Holy Spirit. And this little Greg dude that's just kind of going around like that, and he sometimes gets ahead of himself and he goes into this place and he does that thing. But he's just slowly, meticulously going about his work. And one thing that's pretty cool? It keeps the deer away so that the garden doesn't have that deer problem anymore. It's amazing. The Holy Spirit, when he's working with us, anything that tries to kind of offend us or crush us, we have the power of the Spirit to protect us.